Monroy here with Jake Shapiro at the very cozy Blake Street Tavern, and we're previewing this week's Colorado matchup against USC. Jake, what are your expectations for the game?
Well, I'm expecting, the hot Buffs. We were by the fire. The Buffs are hot as well. I'm expecting the very hot Buffs to go into USC and give them some competition. Over the past few years, USC has really dominated Colorado at certain points, but I'm expecting Colorado to go out there and compete for all four quarters, and that is still a very key thing for this team. This team is still turning around. Yes, I know they're 4-1. They're ranked number 21 in the country, but they still need to complete this turnaround. But to answer your question, both of these teams are very athletic offensively, so I'm going to expect a very high-scoring match. Both of the Pac-12 games the Colorado Buffaloes have played thus far have been high-scoring on their end, so I'm expecting it to be high-scoring both ways.
So Coach Mack has talked a lot this week about the USC's offense. What do you think the Buffs' defense needs to do to make sure that the USC offense doesn't score?
Number one key in this game is making sure Chidobe Awuzie shuts down JuJu Smith-Schuster, if that is his given guy that he is going to cover in that game. You know, it could be Kella Witherspoon or Isaiah Oliver, depending on what the Colorado Buffaloes do with their defense, because Chidobe Awuzie doesn't necessarily match up with a guy. He doesn't really have a position. He has the Chidobe Awuzie position. So, but they need to shut down that USC offense, and it starts with guys like Chidobe Awuzie. I look for Kenneth Olobode to also get in there and make some tackles. And you know what? Tedrick Thompson's made some huge plays over the course of this year, and I'd expect him to get in there as well. But I think another key that goes unnoticed is the last few games the Colorado Buffaloes have gotten great pressure on the quarterbacks, and I think they need to do that again.
Any players you expect to stand out this week?
Well, you saw Shea Fields, my pick to click last week, definitely did
Got that right.
I'm going to go with Phil Lindsay. I think establishing a run game is going to be important for the Buffaloes in this game. Yes, it should be high scoring. There should be a lot of passing, whether it be from Steven Montez or Sefo Liufau. But I think the Buffs need to keep USC off guard and make sure they establish a run game early so that they can get those passes late.
So we've been hearing this question a lot this week. Who do you think will start this week, Steven Montez or Sefo Liufau?
Who do I think will start?
Yes.
You know, I'm not really sure, actually, but who I would start if I was Mike McIntyre is Sefo Liufau. He's your leader. He is your veteran quarterback. He is a senior. He has some unfinished business against USC. And I think he goes in there with an extra little oomph to get there and get that win over at the Coliseum.
Predictions for this week's game?
You know, it's going to pain me to pick against the Buffs, but I'm not confident enough to pick with the Buffs out on the road in the Pac-12, so I'm going to take USC at 42 to Colorado's 35.
I'm going to say Colorado 35, USC 28. Well, I'm Allie Monroy with Jake Shapiro, BSN Buffs.